Hi, I'm John from Just Whiskey. If you like today's show, please give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. And consider becoming a Patreon with the link in the description below. Thanks for the Patreons that I do have that help support this channel. Much appreciated. And as a Patreon, you have access to exclusive reviews. They have close to 50 in the archives. And remember, folks, it's just whiskey. Today we are going to be giving a full official review of the Laphroaig 25 from 2017, cask strength, ABV 48.9%, made up of ex-bourbon and second fill Oloroso. No mention of chill filtration or color. I don't think there's any color in this. It's a pale golden amber. Matches my shirt almost. No mention of chill filtration, so we don't know. And it comes in this fancy wooden box, which is very difficult to get the bottle out of. And then there's also this right here, the Laphroaig 25 envelope that's nestled in the door over here. And when you open it up, it gives you the official tasting notes. These are the most minimalistic tasting notes I've ever seen in my life. And I'm going to read it because it's kind of comical, really, how minimalistic it is, considering they make a big deal about this wooden. It's a wooden box, not well, it appears wooden. Maybe it's some kind of plastic composite. But the color, burnished gold. Okay. The nose, initial sherry sweetness, followed by an Isla peat tang. Body, multifaceted with great depth. Palate, burst of peat restrained by a sherry sweetness that develops into a spicy apple fruitiness. Finish, very long and slightly dry. So it's kind of cool that they don't go into a lot of poetic prose or whatever, but it leaves a lot to the imagination, which is what we're here for. So without further ado, this is my review. And you can see I'm about a good third of the way through this bottle, I'd say. It's been open for a couple of months now. So on the nose. So for a 25-year-old, there's no leather, old books, or antique mustiness, really. There's none of that. Believe it or not, it's a bit spirity. There's a creaminess about it. Butterscotch, vanilla, peat, and there's a chalkiness like candied cigarettes. There are the classic Laphroaig medicinal notes are there, but they're toned down. In the background, you're getting some sweet fruits, but it's in the background. So I would say spirity, creamy butterscotch, candy cigarettes on the nose. On the palate, light, sweet, cigarette ash, spicy, bitter. The Band-Aid notes are there, but toned down. Powdered bubble gum. Also, too, if you took a stick of Wrigley spearmint gum and a stick of juicy fruit gum together with that bazooka chalky bubble gum all together, there's a bit of that. It's kind of like the Laphroaig 10 cask strength with all the rough edges stripped away and watered down and toned down. The finish, bitter, dry, spicy. It's not living up to my expectations. And what's interesting is Laphroaig 10, the original Laphroaig 10 at 43% here in the States, was the scotch that popped my cork, okay? That just made me give the big wow. So this is what scotch is, or can be. Having said that, I have a lot of Laphroaigs, and I've reviewed some of them. But I wouldn't call myself a Laphroaig fanboy. What I was expecting from this, I'm not really picking up the age. If you gave this to me blind, I would say, this is good, you know. I would guess it's totally blind. I would guess it, you know, maybe $120 bottle, but this is very expensive. I bought this several years ago and paid like $4.50 for it. You know, now they haven't gone up that much more, but they're like $550 to $600, maybe a little bit more, but in that range. And we can say nothing's really worth that. And I am going to give this a score. But I will say, if you are a Laphroaig fan, this is not a must-buy at all for that kind of money. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10, which means it's very good. Maybe, you know, a 7 plus. Okay, it's something you really have to take your time with to appreciate it. It has a decent enough of complexity, but what I was expecting and hoping for this age was that pop of something, like this wallop of fruit pop, which I've gotten like on Redbreast 27 and some of the really well-aged. You take a sip, and on the back palate you'll get that wallop of something, you know, and that's what I was hoping for, something like that, something to really wow me about this. But again, I'll caveat with saying Laphroaig is what really inspired me to get into Scotch. But I've never been a Laphroaig fanboy. So maybe I don't appreciate this much as a Laphroaig super fan. It would be interesting if Shane from Whiskey Lock, you know, tried this, and which he probably has. But I would like to see his take on this as well. He's kind of like the Laphroaig expert, and I believe it's probably one of his, if not his favorite distillery. It's right up there. I know that. So yeah, I think I pretty much covered everything. I bought this a long time ago, and I saved it for my special birthday, which I did a whole show on several weeks ago, and it was just like a neck pour. I opened up the bottle, and I spent quite a bit of time with it. And yeah, it's close, but no cigar. 7 out of 10, 7 plus out of 10. Not worth the money in my opinion. Probably if you can find an older version of the 18-year-old for under a couple $100, I think you probably get really close to what this is. And I think if that's a little bit too much out of your budget, the Law will probably get you pretty damn close to this as well, for around $100, 110, maybe 115, roughly, you know. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Hats off to you all, and thanks for watching. Take care, folks.